How's it going, Dad?
Card.
Hi, son. How you doing?
All right, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, looks so pretty. Sorry. Oh my God, that was really funny.
That was really weird.
It was, wasn't it?
You know what? I'm okay with
quiet
it.
about it and
It's
stuff.
fine.
Hey guys, welcome back. Glad to see you guys again. This is my first episode after Corvettes at Carlisle, and let me tell you, that show was just absolute bonkers. I just love that show. It really is, if you're a Corvette lover, it truly is like unleashing a kid in a candy store. There's so much to see, so much to do. I met so many great people. You saw from the opening credits, I met some of the more famous YouTubers from that area. I'm sure everybody watching my channel, if you're into the automotive scene, you definitely know who those people are. I sent it to Steve, really love his car. He's got a C5 just like mine. And it's an absolute beast. Just to see that car in person and you know what he's done to that car, it was just amazing to see. Andy, of course, at DFR, Diablo Formula Racing. Real fun guy, real straight shooter. I like him a lot. He's a pretty funny, easygoing guy.
Pleasure meeting you. I'm so camera shy. This is crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't do my face on this side this week, so this side's better. Here you go.
Oh, your good side. Okay. Oh yeah, it is your good side. I see that.
See, the beard's more secure on this side.
That's right.
What it is.
Yeah.
You know?
It's definitely more photogenic on that side for sure. Mike, Street Speed 717. I only saw him for a second. I didn't actually get to talk to him. Just, you know, Mike, like everybody wants to talk to Mike, right? So, I mean, he always had like a crowd of people around him. And, you know, it's just kind of hard to get close to the guy. So, you know, that's fine. It's I don't want to be pestering him and whatnot. I mean, there's lots to do at the show. So I'm sure at some point I'll run into Mike. Hopefully it'll be on a Mexican back road. You know, I mean, someone's got to take down that McLaren, right? I don't think it'll be me, but I'd sure like to try. Guys at In-Chain Design, I met a few of them, and you know, I don't know if you're watching Curtis. You know, I'm sure you guys all know Curtis from In-Chain Designs. For a lot of you that are new to the channel, you might not know. My name is also Shane, so I really wanted to get one of these shirts. When I went to the In-Chain booth, it was kind of late in the day, and they were starting to, you know, they kind of had everything put away. Curtis was very gracious. He dug out one of these shirts for me, gave it to me. No charge. So Curtis, if you're watching, I just want to say thanks a lot. I really appreciate that. One of the things I really love about Corvettes at Carlisle is you'll run into pretty much anyone and everyone there. You'll run into so many famous people. 3 years ago when I went, you know, Chip Foose was there, and while I didn't want to stand in line to meet Chip Foose, I did like I wandered around, and you know, they have tents set up for people to grab food or whatever. He was in one of the tents eating breakfast, and you know, I walked up and I seen him sitting there, and he looked up and he saw me, you know, made eye contact kind of thing. It was a real moment of romance, let me tell you. No, it wasn't like that. It could be though. I mean, come on, we're talking about Chip Foose here. But he was sitting in the tent eating breakfast. You know, I gave him a wave, and you know, he looked up and he waved. He gave a wave back, and you know, really cool guy. When he was in signing autographs, a big long lineup of people, and you know, you would think that being a celebrity that you know, you might be kind of like rushing people through, and no, he was really good. Everybody that came up, you know, he'd ask them, hey, how you doing? Are you enjoying the show? What kind of car do you drive? Really being personal with everybody, and you know, really making an effort to be warm and welcoming to people. I was really impressed by that. But anyway, so getting back to my story here. So I was watching the autocross event in the morning, and when it was all over, and you know, all the cars kind of came up to the exit, which was actually right by where I had parked my cars. I was literally, my two cars were parked right beside the fence to the autocross event. And sure enough, Ken Lingenfelter of Lingenfelter Performance Engineering was there milling around and talking to people, and you know, I was basically as close as to this, and you know, a really good guy again, and people would come up and, hey, how are you? And you know, it's really cool to see that stuff. But anyway, so the point is, you know, this is kind of like a constant amongst the Corvette enthusiasts and the Corvette crowd. Everybody, it's just this super high level of respect and mutual admiration. It's just, you know, it's really good to see that. It's really refreshing, and it's one of the reasons why I really enjoy the Corvette culture and the Corvette scene as a whole. It's just, you know, it seems to be like a universal constant. Anyway, so I really enjoy it. I really love that. So also on that note of not knowing who you're going to run into, we came across this lady with her dog, and really like the cutest dog you've ever seen. She was just kind of carrying it around the event, her and her husband. This dog has quite the lineage. The mother and father are both on food boxes, one of the major brands.
2 hours later.
Absolutely the cutest dog.
2 hours later.
Yeah, so we could have stood there all day petting this dog. It was just the cutest thing you've ever seen. One of the things I really got hooked on at the event was Adams Polishes. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Adams Polishes. I got a bottle here for you. Put that up to the camera. You can see. So Adams Polishes, you know, they're always at the event. You see them in all the kind of the big major car events. I see a lot of YouTubers are on the Adams Polish bandwagon. I've always been skeptical of Adams Polishes. In my mind, I was thinking, are Adams Polishes really that good, or is it just a trendy thing that, you know, people just kind of want to be riding that train just because everybody else is? You know, I figured I'd give it a shot. So I went back to my car, and you know, it was already kind of clean. But anyway, so I sprayed the detail spray all over, and I gotta say, I'm a believer. It is actually as good as they say. It's you know, I've always been a fan of Meguiar's gloss enhancing spray, and I find those sprays, they always leave kind of like a bit of almost like a greasy film on the car. I mean, it looks nice, but it kind of has to sit there for a bit and let everything, like, it's kind of like an oily surface that needs to kind of spread out evenly over time. I find that when you first apply it, you can kind of see the cloth strokes. When I applied the Adams product, there's none of this. It just wipes right off clean, and it's glossy, and the car looks really good. So I went to the Adams booth to buy more of this product, and when I was there, they were giving a demonstration on a car. They were actually doing the full paint correction and polish and wax right there on site. And this car, when they were done, it came out, and I have never seen anything so good in my life. I was just blown away by how good it looked. So anyways, to make a long story short, I ended up going in. I bought the full polishing kit. It's like a kit special. It's a bag that comes with. It's got the orbital polisher. It's got the cutting pads. It's got the various product from you know, depending on the level of paint correction that you need. So from the heaviest all the way up to the, you know, kind of the finishing polish and the detail spray. So anyway, so I'm all in on Adams Polishes. I bought a ton of it, and you know, this stuff here, I bought the big 4-gallon jug. Hopefully that'll last me a year, but we'll see. Anyway, but yeah, if you're like me and you've been on the fence, you've been wondering how good it is, wonder no more, because it is actually that good, and then some. And of course, what trip to Carlisle would be complete without a visit to the Hershey Chocolate Factory? You know, it's a pretty good tour. It doesn't cost you anything. Take a little fun ride through basically like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory is what it is. It's about a 10-minute ride, and they give you a free chocolate bar at the end. And of course, you exit through the gift shop, so there's lots of stuff to buy. So I picked up this giant Reese's peanut butter cup, which you can see is there's 2 of them in there, but it's about the size of my head. And so I got that one, and so I actually picked up this one too, a Hershey 1-pound chocolate bar. Not sure if you can see that. Just get it in there. And so I got those, and it'll probably take a while to eat those, you know, like at least 10-15 minutes for both, I'm sure. Anyway, it's definitely worth checking out. That you can't go to Carlisle and not visit Hershey. You absolutely have to go. And of course, they have a theme park as well, and you know, all kinds of cool attractions. You can build your own chocolate bar, and you know, it's just a real fun thing, especially if you have family, if you have kids. It's great to go, and it's enjoyment for everybody, really, of all ages. Definitely recommend checking that out. I do not have a chocolate addiction. Oh. One more thing before I forget. So the one thing that I missed was actually the burnout competition, and I'm sorry I did, because it looks like it was a real good one this year. We had a Leroy clone that actually blew rubber chunks all over everything. And I guess Mike, Street Speed 717, I guess he had a pretty good run there too. And actually, looking at the footage, I think his burnout was actually a little better in my opinion. But I guess the other guy got the win just because he blew up a tire, and that's a cool thing. And not as much smoke, you know, and it is a smoke show. But anyway, whatever. It's all in good fun. Everybody's a winner in my book. But unfortunately, I didn't attend the event. I have absolutely no footage of it. Just because when I went 3 years ago, nobody wanted to enter the event for some reason. They I think 2 cars entered, and they were almost like begging people to take their cars and enter the event. And I think it came down to even Lance Miller, who is the fellow that helps put on this event. He had to enter his ZR1 Corvette in the competition just so it wouldn't be a total bust. And I just kind of assumed it would be the same this year. So at around the time of the burnout competition, I was actually packing up my tent and getting ready to leave. and I knew I'd missed a good one because I could see the smoke. Like I was at the autocross track, which is the far end of the compound as to where the burnout competition is. Like they're both like polar opposite sides of the event. I know Mike's car and Leroy, and there were a few others too, but those two had such amazing burnouts. I was actually at my tent, like where my cars were parked, I was actually choking on smoke. That's how much smoke these guys had. Like, you know, I don't know, you know, and this is no joke. Like it was literally, it was hazy at my tent. And again, you know, if you've seen in some of the footage there, you can see that I was almost at the Pennsylvania Turnpike. You know, it's quite far away. And anyway, so I'm kind of sorry I missed it. And unfortunately, again, like I said, I don't have any footage. But if you do want to see footage, check out Mike's video, Street Speed 717, and also send it Steve. I'll put if you're not familiar with these two guys, but like let's be honest, I'm sure everybody is. But just in case you're not familiar with these two guys, I'll put links down below to those two videos, and be sure to check those out because it is something to see for sure. They're as far as burnout competitions go, these are probably those two cars are probably the two best burnouts I've seen in a long time, if not ever. I mean, they were just phenomenally good. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed everything. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll out the video with just some random footage of the show to some music, and you can kind of see the different cars and the events and get a feel for everything that was there. There's no need for me to kind of talk over top of everything or kind of guide you through it. I mean, it's a car show, so enjoy. As for myself, there's going to be some really exciting things coming soon. Again, there's a lot going on. And it's almost, I don't want to sound like conceited or anything like that, but it's almost like I don't even know what to film because there's just so much going on. There's just a ton of stuff, and I'm trying to capture it all. But, you know, keeping in mind I am busy. I do have a day job. I'm not a full-time YouTuber, so I'm doing my best to kind of keep up with everything. But I can tell you there are some exciting videos coming, so make sure you watch for these guys. All right, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. As always, if you like today's video, please hit that like button. If you want to keep the conversation going, make sure you drop a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. And if you do leave a comment, I will do my very best to get back to you as quick as I can. But as with all good things, guys, this video must come to an end. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care. And this stuff just smells so delicious. Like I could literally down that whole bottle. It just smells like berry goodness.